Hello there, peoples. I was gonna do the jank video today. I think I'm still technically doing a TYT video, so it's still in the same area. But I'll do the jank one, probably like not tomorrow because I'm doing some. So probably Thursday or Friday. But today's video is TYT again. You know why? It's fun making fun of them. It really is. It honestly is fun making fun of them. To be honest, so. But today, stupidity they did. Look at the title. The title of this video is 3/4 of white people have no non-white friends. I wonder what they're gonna say about this. Here we go.
A recent survey of the average American
Anna.
found...
Okay, I'm not one for you. It's not really an ad hominem. I'm just gonna say this. Anna, cut down on the makeup. Look how red her lipstick is. Like, jeez, cut it down. God,
we're really good at self-segregating. In fact, this study done by Robert Jones of the
She says that a lot in this video.
Research Institute found that the average white American has one black friend, one Latino friend, an Asian friend, one mixed race friend, and then one friend of another race. I don't even know what that means. But they have 91 white friends.
Okay, who has 91 friends? Jeez. Like, I have my group of friends, but really, I honestly only have like 2 people I would really say that are like people I hang out with wow. I can't say I said with. I hang out with on like a daily basis. You know, I have a lot of friends, but I only really have 2 I would say like I hang out with on like a regular basis. So this really doesn't prove a thing. Like 91 white friends. You probably want to know why? Probably because there's a lot more white people than there are black people. Just saying. This is like, are you trying to say this because racism, TYT? Because that's just reaching if that's what you're trying to say right now. Because this is literally this stupid. There's just more white people. And, okay, I'm just gonna let the video keep going.
So that shows that if you're white, you're more likely to hang out with a group of white people. The same is true of black individuals, but it's not as stark. So let's take a look at that. So the average black American has 83 black friends, but they have 8 white friends, 2 Latino friends, usually 0 Asian friends, which is interesting, 3 mixed race friends, and 1 friend of another race, okay? And then 4 friends of an unknown race. Now, how did they do this study, or this survey, I should say? They found a nationally representative sample. They surveyed these individuals and asked them questions about their group of friends. Now, they asked all sorts of questions about demographics, like gender, age, you know, to hide the fact that they were trying to gauge the racial group that they hang out with. But this is how they found out that, hey, we do self-segregate.
Stop. Stop using the term self-segregate. You're trying to make it sound like worse than... Oh shit, I think I accidentally fast-forwarded. Sorry. Okay. Anna, you're literally trying to make it sound worse than it actually, like, is. It's not bad at all. I honestly don't think... It's just humans are naturally gonna hang out with people and be friends with people who agree with them. It's just human characteristics. Like, that's just a basic, you know, human, characteristic. I think, like, why, just to make it seem like, oh, self-segregate, no, it's not that at all. It's just humans are likely to hang out with people they are similar to and agree with. It's just life. So, fuck you.
For instance, you're more likely to understand the struggles of a certain group of people if you engage with them and you talk with them.
Anna, fuck you. You're just trying to dictate who people can hang out with. This is dumb. Like, this is really dumb. Oh, you're more likely to empathize with minorities because if you're a white person who hangs out with minorities, 1, not all minorities feel like they're oppressed, so get that out of your fucking head. And 2, that's so stupid. Like, you could still empathize with people and not be friends with them, you know? Like, I would say I empathize with people of the middle, you know, of the Middle East. I don't personally have a lot of Middle Eastern friends. I don't even have any. So, you know, but, you know, I do empathize with them because of the way their countries ran, you know? Like, I can still empathize and not be friends with them. That's the point I'm trying to make here. It's like, it's just such a stupid thing to say. Oh, you can't empathize because you don't hang out with them. Like, and not all minorities, once again, feel oppressed either. So, yeah.
Understand what they're going through. You're less likely to understand their struggles if you segregate yourself with people that are like-minded, with people that are of the same race as you.
That's just human characteristics again, Anna. You're just really reaching here. Like, you're really just... I don't know what the point of this video is.
I don't agree with the term that it's self-segregation, because I think it is kind of surprising that we are surprised by this, considering that segregation in terms of certain areas in the United States is as blatant as literally black and white. You can go through certain areas. I lived in LA for about 6 years, and it's so obvious to me. I don't know if I've just got a special outlook on it because I came from a different world. But it's so obvious. You drive down Jefferson Boulevard, one side of it's Studio City, where you might get a mix of races. The other side is a community that is considered a lower economic community. And
Okay. What this guy's saying isn't exactly dumb. I kind of agree. I mean, it's always been that way, though. There's always been segregation by class. It's always gonna exist. Segregation of some kind's gonna exist. It's not... I think, like Jim Crow laws, those are fucked up, because that's forced segregation. But here, this is just kind of just happenstance, Of course, like, compared to, like, Beverly Hills and stuff like that, to, like, Compton or something. Yeah, that's just how it is. There's always going to be segregation by class, and it's just how the area, it depends on what region you are, too. That's just kind of how things turn out. It's not some big conspiracy,
is specifically one or two different races, and it's so obvious because areas are created to hub certain races, right? So this takes me back to an article I read a couple of weeks ago in the New York Times. New York City, considered one of the most diverse cities in the world, they're actually looking to try and assist when it comes to these new 40,000 housing estates to try and adjust so that racial segregation in housing isn't as prominent. In New York, a city where you walk through and you're like, wow, this is really diverse, but you have to take the look at that there is still segregation when it comes to housing estates. There is still segregation when it comes to certain races because it's the way the system was set up in this country.
Well, okay, so let me clarify something. I think self-segregation is absolutely something that's happening in this country, right? With that said, yeah, I mean, of
Okay,
course
stop. I like how she says in this country, like it's this big deal. Who cares? People self-segregate all the time. That's just a human characteristic. Like, honestly.
to deal with neighborhoods where people are from a lower socioeconomic status. That impacts minorities more than anything. And so you have, certain neighborhoods
Okay,
that
no, stop. Okay, can we stop with this myth that only minorities are fucking poor? I'm getting sick of this myth that like these SJW types always spout. Stop acting like minorities are the only one that are poor. There's fucking many poor white people. And honestly, I think there's a stat that's the other way around. There's more poor white people. Or, like, more white people on welfare than there are black. So stop with this bullshit that only fucking minorities are poor. And then, jeez.
have more minorities, certain neighborhoods that have wealthy white individuals.
Oh, fuck you, Anna. Oh, again. And to them, this is how they view it. White people are rich, they're rich elite, and black people are just minorities that just can't have that are poor. That's not the fucking case. There's poor black people. There's rich black people, like Will Smith, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Dude, there's a lot of black people that have money. There's a lot of minorities that are rich, and they're poor white people. Stop with this bullshit that only white people can be rich, are rich, and that only minorities are fucking poor. It's stupid. It's not the case at all. Continue.
See that throughout the country, especially in big cities like New York or LA. At the same time, that's one factor, so you're absolutely right about that. But self-segregation does happen. I mean, it's definitely evident on school campuses, college campuses.
Anna, that's how it's always been. People self-segregate all the fucking time. Why are you acting like it's this wrong thing? Oh, is it because this study just shows that white people are doing it more? So is this another way of saying fuck white people? that like TYT always like to spout, because this is really stupid. People self-segregate all the time. I'm sorry, that like it's a human characteristic. I know I've said that a lot, but it is. It's just I don't know why you're acting like self-segregation. Is it only bad when white people do it? Is this the mentality now? This is that new mentality I just can't stand. It's only bad when white people do it. Same thing when feminists spout. It's only bad when men do it. It's like it's dumb. Self-segregation isn't entirely a bad thing. I don't think it is. I think you're allowed to hang out with who you want to hang out with. Why is that exactly a bad thing? Just saying. It's just really dumb.
Where people hang out with others that look and act and behave just like them.
No shit. Once again, no shit, Anna. God, oh my god, like, really, this isn't, it's not, is this, like, surprising? Like, humans have been doing that for a long fucking time. Jesus.
It's just a fact of the matter. It happened in my high school.
It's too much to ask a certain individual to, like, force themselves out of their comfort zone to be friends with other people. Like, I do it because it's in my nature. Like, I don't care. So, which is one of the things I found.
I personally am like that too. Like, I don't really care. If you're cool, you're cool. I don't look at you by race. I don't look at anyone by race, gender, all that bullshit. I look at a person as a person, you know. But yeah, what are you trying to say, Anna? You want to force white people to hang out with minorities just cuz your little SJW mentality says so? This is stupid. Like, really, this is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. This is so dumb. Oh, you want to know the dislike ratio? Literally, it's 1,000 dislikes to 658 likes. That's pretty bad. Like, oh, and also the video I did a few weeks ago. Oh, wasn't that long ago. A couple of weeks ago with the whole cop thing. They actually took it down. TYT actually took their video down, and the chicks in the video, Sam Shocker, and I guess the other chick, apologized and all that. They're still stupid. So, back to this.
Now that I have
video.
way more different ethnicities than the average white American. But there is something that should be said about this study, okay? Because one thing that people wanted to, sensationalize out of the study was that, oh my God, white Americans have way less black friends than black Americans have white friends. Now, that's a factor that's not that surprising when you take into consideration that 223 million white Americans exist and only 38 million black Americans exist.
Okay, sometimes this dude makes sense. I actually agree with him here. He's saying pretty much what I said earlier. There's more white people. No shit. There's gonna probably be more white people hanging out with other white people. Because there's more white people. That's just how it is. It's not some racist conspiracy. Jeez.
So, when you look at the numbers, and that's obviously including Hispanic whites, which is kind of like Anna Kasparian, but, that was a joke.
Okay,
but,
that was cringy.
I liked it.
But what I'm trying to say is,
their humor sucks.
Surprisingly, the numbers add up.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers match up. So.
Yeah, and the researchers mentioned that. They said that, the population differences do play a role in, the disparity that you see here. There's obviously smaller, black population in the United States, so that does play a role.
That's why there's the...
Anna, no. That's not, it plays a role. That's probably the reason. There's just more white people. Like, probably exactly the reason why that's so big like that, because there's more white people. Not, it plays a role. It obviously, in her head, she just wants to prove this narrative, oh, white people don't want to affiliate minorities because they're racist. Fuck you, Anna. Jeez.
Between 8 to 1 is what I was trying to say.
Yes, yeah, so that exists. But I do think that it's pretty obvious that we do tend to hang out with and choose to hang out with people that
Anna, fuck off with that point. Like, what are you trying to say? What are you saying right now? This is just retarded. Hassan pretty much laid out why the stats like that. Because there's more white people. But you're still trying to do this bullshit self-segregation narrative. Why? Because it's white people? Once again, is it because of white people? You're not addressing the whole black people are self-segregating part. It's okay if they do it, but you're only gonna call out the white people because they're doing it. Jeez, this is retarded. It really is.
Like us, and I don't think that we're doing that consciously. I don't think that most people think to themselves, I don't want to hang out with that black person. I think that a lot of it happens subconsciously. Look, an example of it, and this is anecdotal, I understand that, but I think that it's kind of indicative of what a lot of people experience. When I was in high school, I remember all the Armenian kids hung out with the Armenian kids. I hung out with the Latino kids.
That's why I said it.
Right?
One Hispanic and a Casperi.
But, and then, the black kids hung out with the black kids. It was just very evident to me, right? And it,
Why is it then? If that's evident to you, why are you trying to make it like it's this big deal, Anna? That's just how it is. It's always been that way. Humans are very self-segregate. They self-segregate.
made me wonder what kind of impact that does have on society. Because
Like what? What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? What kind of impact does it have on society? Nothing. If you want to hang out with who you want to hang out with, then do it. Why does it have to impact society? God, why are you including society in this? Ugh, jeez, dude, really? Why does it have to impact society? Because white people just hang out with white people, it means it impacts society for some reason. Ugh, jeez.
look, when we have all these stories pop up about Black Lives Matter or about, black people or minorities in general getting harassed by cops with stop and frisk policies, you'll have, white people say things like, well, they shouldn't be acting suspiciously or they shouldn't be out at this time of the night. And there's like this disconnect. There's this lack of understanding of what other communities are dealing with.
Okay, we're back to this. Black Lives Matter and all that. Okay. What does that have to do with this story? At all? That doesn't have anything. Is she trying to say, oh, well, if you white people hang out with no non-white person, you're not going to understand the experience of minorities? Well, dude, I'm not even going to say it. Like, I'm not even going to just respond to it at this point. Just continue.
With. And so
retarded.
I think engaging with one another can help solve that a little bit. I know that certainly happened with the gay community.
You can't force that, Anna. What are you trying to say? Oh, white people go hang out with minorities just cuz. Serious, hold on. Check that.
Right? So, over the last 5 years,
They are white.
Over the last 5 years, the gay community has made massive strides when it comes to equality in the country. There's still a long way to go, but they have made massive strides.
Long way to go. Gays can get married now. I'm sorry, like that pretty much flat out. Isn't that what they were fighting for? Gay marriage? Gays can get married now. You can't discriminate. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe I don't know much about this, but just saying, like.
One of the reasons why that's happening is because gay people were coming out and they were doing so confidently, right? And they were.
Why are you bringing gay people into the story? What do they have to do with this?
Hide who they really were. And then all of a sudden, all of these bigoted family members were like, oh, well, my daughter's gay, or my son is gay, my cousin's gay, my aunt's gay,
like,
whatever.
My son is black.
Well, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that in a second. But it's true. And then all of a sudden, that movement started personalizing.
Okay, Anna, are you that much of an SJW? You're trying to say everyone should be friends? That's not realistic at all. It's not how life works, Anna. Oh, let's all be friends. No, it's not how fucking life works, Anna. I can get along with anyone. It's just, Anna, this is so imaginary in your mind. I don't know what this is.
People started engaging with people that they knew that were actually part of that community.
So what happens if you grow up in that community then? And you grow up in a community where you're raised to engage with people who aren't just like you. That's what I'm saying I'm not saying that that's the only factor, but that's the point I wanted to reiterate is I didn't come to America and I didn't come a Republican or a Democrat. but I became a democratic person because I had the ability and I wanted to understand other people's different cultures, because I wasn't raised in an area that was specific to a certain race or specific to a certain amount of beliefs. That's the point I'm trying to emphasize. Is you mentioned that you're not doing it consciously, but that's because you've been raised in a way that you're in your comfort zone.
Yes.
If people want to go along with their comfort zone, it's a sociological term.
Yes.
It's called reification. It's when you just subconsciously do something and you don't think it's offensive, and it's not most of the time, but it's just.
Why is this? Okay, guy. How is it offensive that white people hang out with white people? Are you fucking kidding me right now? You're really reaching, TYT. It's offensive. Now you're practically saying it's offensive for white people to just hang out with white people. How is that offensive? At all? That's how. Jeez, like you guys. Ugh. God, you make my brain hurt sometimes. How is it offensive at all? I mean, if you want to hang out with who you want to hang out with, go fucking ahead. I don't care. Jeez, this is just really reaching now.
Taught to do.
Yeah.
And it happens when you're raised. That's my main point, is when you start to engage different communities into a certain area when you're raised, because I strongly believe.
Don't get me wrong. I typically am like that. What they're saying about, engaging different races and cultures. I'm typically like that. Like, I have a lot of pretty much white friends. So, I like learning about other cultures and that stuff. Nothing wrong with that. But this whole bullshit, it's offensive. And they're not even saying black people who also do it too, who hang out with just black people. There are many, dude, that's just how it is. You hang out with whoever, you're around in that community. That's just how it is. And there's just more white people. So white people probably would be more friends with other white people. That's just how it is. And how is that offensive? I don't think that's offensive at all. If you want to hang out with just whites, that's fine. If you want to hang out with just men, that's fine. I don't see the problem in that. I don't see how that's discriminatory and offensive at all. Maybe it's just that I'm not an offended little, bitch either. So, go figure.
The community you grow up in will sculpt your beliefs and sculpt how you engage with different races. That if you do that at an earlier age, and you start to do that more so throughout the United States, then it will start to happen naturally. You'll start to find that more people become more integrated with each other. I might just...
Dude, that's already happening anyway. There's a lot of communities that's very integrated. I would say this community I live in is pretty much integrated, for the most part. Though, living in Van Nuys, has probably a lot of Hispanics, but, it's my neighborhood I live in here is pretty integrated. And that happens anyway. What are you trying to say? Oh, if you just hang out with just white people, you don't learn about other cultures. There are so ways you can. There's on the internet. There's so much ways. Jeez.
Scientist, but I'm just coming in from
No,
a
you're
different
100% right.
You're absolutely right.
I grew up in Turkey. There are no black people in Turkey. None. There's absolutely no, maybe 3 or 4. Okay? I came out here and I learned racism through the things I saw, through other people's feedback, through television shows, through realizing...
Okay, you did not know what racism was if you're in Turkey? Are you fucking kidding? Maybe that's not what he's saying, but it sounds like he's saying that right now. Oh, well, and I came here and learned about racism. Are you trying to say you never knew about racism when you're in Turkey?
Oh, wait, I'm watching a TV show and there's only one black person in it. It's not, the interaction's not the same. And we as a society...
Why is that bad? Oh, there's one black character in this show. Who cares? Once again, this is a video I did months back, but it was me saying this whole, there's only one black character. Who cares? Why can't people just enjoy things anymore? Why can't people just enjoy movies without, there's not enough this demographic? That's a little separate video. I'm going to probably do again, but...
More understanding of that, and we are kind of now, just like we did with the LGBT community. It's not just about taking black culture and using it for our own advantages. It's not about just taking, their music or anything like that, or certain aspects of black culture and just, promoting it through white faces. That's why people like Beyonce are incredibly important.
Yes.
That's why I promote and love when important black figures come out and they embrace their identity, their culture, it's not separatist. It's not polarizing. It's actually saying, hey, this is who we are. We need you to love us for what we are.
Look, I don't know if this is the best solution, but this is what I see happening personally, right? First of all, the best way to combat this type of, social trend is education, right? Doing studies like this, understanding social trends.
Oh, jeez. Why is this a big deal? I don't know. Maybe I just could give less of a fuck. This is one of those, like, I really could give less of a fuck. Who cares? Who cares if white people just hang out with other white people? Who gives a fuck? Why is this, like, such a big deal? Ugh.
And finding solutions to let people know about what's going on and what we can do to solve it. Okay, so that's step number one. But what I also see happening is, look, newer generations are not as close-minded, right? And so you see a lot more people getting involved in biracial relationships. And that's happening at a rapid pace in America right now. And I think that alone is going to do good things for race relations in the country.
Yeah, so you mentioned the point there. I think that is the most valid one. Is we're becoming so much more progressive and open to.
Oh, regressive. You're not progressive. You're regressives. So, kind of ended there. So, let me just kind of do a closing point here. I'm gonna say my point earlier. This is stupid. This is really, really stupid, TYT. What was the point of this video? Like, I didn't even see the point. It just seemed like you're just trying to virtue signal once again. You're trying to show, how virtuous you are, and how much you don't like white people. We get it. And I'm gonna continue calling out TYT on their bullshit. And I'll try to make sure I do other video reactions too, so I can be fair and stuff and keep it even. You can hang out with whoever you want. If you're a white person, you want to just hang out with other white people, go the fuck ahead. Do it, man. I don't see. Fuck you, TYT. Once again. So, just kind of wanted to end it there. Guys, the jank video will probably be out either Thursday or Friday. So, other than that, I just kind of want to vent a little bit. But other than that, I'm gonna sign off here. See you guys next time. Peace.